I isekai'd as the villainous second male lead, and was cornering the supporting female lead in an alley to force a kiss. Looking at this person who would later command the wind and rain, a big shot who only needs one finger to crush me. My legs suddenly turned to jelly. Is it too late to lick her boots now? Last night before bed, I casually finished a novel. When I woke up, the world had changed. I had transmigrated into the book, becoming the character with the same name as mine. The villainous supporting male lead that everyone hates to the core, Lu Shen. Right now, I'm leading a few lackeys, walking the path of the story's supporting female lead, Suan. She was pinned against the wall, the blue and white uniform highlighting her slender figure. Her soft jet black long hair brushed against her shoulders. On the left corner of her mouth, there was a visible bruise, looking incredibly jarring against her fair skin. Yet her gaze remained calm and resolute. Those eyes looking over were crystal clear but cold. My legs went weak. Why the hell did I have to isekai at such a cursed moment? The plot of this novel is very cliché. Suan has had a crush on the male lead for years. Because of her poor family background and a deaf right ear, she always buried her feelings deep down and chose to protect him in silence. As for me, I'm an arrogant and bossy rich young master. Seeing how beautiful she was, I developed an obsession and wouldn't let go. After being rejected during a public confession, I turned my shame into rage and brought people here to block her path. But that isn't even the most fatal part. The fatal part is that in the original plot, today her grandmother suffers a sudden stroke because I delayed her from getting home. She couldn't be taken to the hospital in time. The old lady passed away, and from then on, Suan hated me to the bone. Later, when she discovered I was still targeting the male lead, having already become successful, she used ruthless methods to bankrupt my family and throw me into prison. Today is that turning point leading to eternal damnation. Looking at the delicate face right in front of me, just a bit further and I'd touch her lips. Thinking about my tragic ending in the original story, I trembled and took a step back. Boss Shen, what's wrong? You haven't kissed her yet. What's the fun in forcing it? One day she'll be the one begging me to kiss her. The moment I finished speaking, the surroundings erupted into loud, suggestive laughter. Boss Shen is the goat, haha. Suwan's expression remained calm and cold, as if the people and events before her had nothing to do with her. She picked up her bag and walked straight out of the alley, watching her slender figure disappear at the intersection. I turned to leave as well, but after just 2 steps, I remembered the situation with her grandmother. I still felt uneasy in my heart. I felt like I stepped on something under my foot. Looking down, it was Suwan's student ID. I picked it up, hurriedly dismissed my lackeys, got into the family car, and told the driver to immediately head to Suwan's house. I'm someone who values my life very much. Please let nothing go wrong. The car stopped near an old apartment complex. Just as I hopped out of the car, I saw Suwan's figure up ahead. As if sensing something, she turned around and saw it was me. She frowned slightly. Why are you here? I was anxious to check on her grandmother's condition, and in a moment of agitation, the words just slipped out. Can't you tell I'm following you? Suan looked at me in silence. No way, right? Lu Shen, even if you're playing the thug, you should have some standards. I froze seeing her face full of resistance, and felt it would be better to take the path of coaxing her. I grit my teeth and spoke up. Since I'm already here, aren't you going to invite me in for a bit? Suan obviously wouldn't agree, just quietly staring at me with those cold eyes. Fine if you don't want to. It's not like this young master is that desperate. I turned around and got back in the car, waiting until the car slowly drove to the intersection. I looked through the rearview mirror and saw Suan entering that narrow alley. Uncle Liu stopped the car. I was secretly calculating the time. About 10 minutes later, panicked noises came from the alley. Is anyone there? Quickly, please call an ambulance. Sit still. The girl was so scared she was in a total panic. Luckily, you guys brought her here just in time. If you were 20 minutes later, the patient would have been in grave danger. Hearing the doctor say that, my heart, which had been hanging by a thread, finally felt a sense of relief. Looks like I've safely cleared this hurdle. I happily went to pay the medical bills. This amount of money anyway could perhaps make up for some of the sins I committed against Suan in the past, right? The Lu Shen in the book is a rich young master spoiled rotten by his parents. Even though he's only in 12th grade, the amount of money in his bank account is a massive figure. Compared to someone who grew up in an orphanage like me, it's truly a world of difference. Not to mention, this involves my own little life. So I didn't hesitate to spend the cash. When I returned to the outside of the hospital ward, I saw Suan stepping out from inside. She leaned gently against the wall, her head slightly bowed. It was already dark outside. The hospital corridor was filled with the smell of disinfectant. The lights outlined her fragile figure. Honestly, with a face like this, who wouldn't be captivated? No wonder the Lu Shen in the book was so crazily obsessed with her. Suan seemed to feel my gaze and turned her head toward me. Hey, I've already paid your grandmother's hospital fees. Thank you. I will try to pay you back as soon as possible. Suwan's family was dirt poor. She herself is a 12th grader about to take the entrance exams. Where would she get that kind of money? Her grades are good enough to get into the best university. But unfortunately, in the original plot, this incident ruined everything. She underperformed on the exam and missed out on her dream school. In the original story, that blame was on my now with only 3 months left until the entrance exams. I must ensure she can focus on studying no matter what. But Suan is very stubborn. Who knows what she'd do just to pay back the debt. Don't worry about paying me back. Just consider it payment for being my tutor. Suan clearly didn't expect me to say that. You can't blame her. The old Lucian probably hadn't even opened a textbook more than a few times. From now on, help me with my homework every day. Plus tutor me 3 sessions a week, at least 1 hour per session. How about it? Any issues? Just 2 short sentences had exposed all my little ulterior motives. As expected, Suan frowned slightly upon hearing this. I took the chance to add fuel to the fire, squinting with a smirk as I leaned in. Or you could just pay me back with your body and be my girlfriend. Suan immediately took a step back to put some distance between us. A flash of cold detachment flickered in her eyes. Comparing the 2 options, she obviously knew which one to pick. From Friday to Sunday, 9 p.m. every day during self-study. I was fully satisfied. However, this good mood vanished into thin air the moment I stepped into the classroom. You guys have no idea. Lucian's confession to Suan yesterday was a total disaster. It was freaking hilarious. He didn't even bother to look in the mirror and see what he actually looks like. Why would Suan even spare him a glance? Haha, the moment those words were out, the group of boys huddled together burst into loud laughter. One of them accidentally spotted me and his expression shifted. He hurriedly nudged the person speaking next to him. The laughter stopped instantly. "Oh, Lucian, you're here?" One boy stammered with a forced smile, his face full of tension. Heh. It's clear my reputation here is pure evil. Just by standing here, it's enough to scare people. I didn't bother with them and walked down the aisle to the back row, lazily tossing my backpack onto the desk. The bag landed with a heavy thud. The classroom became even quieter. A boy stood outside the door. "Lucian, the homeroom teacher wants to see you." Damn it. How could I forget about this? In the story after cornering Suan, I was reported to the teacher. Later, I was even dragged onto the podium to read a self-reflection. Even though I wasn't a top student in my past life, at least I was law-abiding and never caused trouble. Heading toward the storm I was about to face, my face grew long with dread. As I reached the door, I happened to run into Suan coming in. The bruise on the corner of her mouth was now covered with a bandage. I stole a quick glance and then headed toward the office, pretending not to know while asking the boy who delivered the message. Why did the teacher call for me? I'm not sure either. You'll know when you get there. Just as I left, the whispering and gossip in the class started up again. I glanced back and saw a tall, male student standing in front of Suan. With just one look, I knew that was the MC. "Shenza, one, are you hurt too, Suan?" Shenza was like a ray of light shining into her dark life. She was willing to sacrifice everything for him, without asking for anything in return, only wishing for him to live well, just like right now. Suan seemed to glance toward me for a second, before quickly withdrawing her gaze and lightly shaking her head. Even after being bullied to this extent, she still couldn't bear to let Shenzi know. Then there's me, in the office. The homeroom teacher in his 40s with a stern face asked, "Lucian, do you know why I called you here?" I shook my head. The teacher frowned deeply and raised his voice. "Someone reported that yesterday after school. You led a group to bully Suan. Is this true?" Even though it actually happened, I wouldn't admit it even if it killed me. "No, sir, there's really no such thing." "Really, Lucian, even now? You're still making excuses." It was clear he didn't call me here to ask, but to notify me. The things I said, he wouldn't believe a single comma or period. Figures. The words of a delinquent student who skips class and causes trouble all day. Which teacher would actually believe them? At next Monday's flag ceremony, you'll go on stage to read a self-reflection. "But sir, I really didn't do it." "Oh, still won't admit it." "Fine, as long as you can find a witness. I'll believe you." Just imagining my punk lackeys standing in the office testifying for me, my face suddenly darkened. This time I couldn't escape. Nobody could testify for me. Knock knock. A knock sounded at the door. A cool, enchanting voice drifted in. "Sir." I turned my head in shock. "It's Suan. I can testify for him." I wouldn't have guessed in a million years that the person stepping up to help me at this critical moment would be Suan. But hearing this, the homeroom teachers frown deepened even further. "Suan, if someone is threatening you, don't be afraid. The school and I will protect you." "No one is threatening me." "Then why did some students say they saw the two of you together after school yesterday?" Suan paused for a moment. "It's because he had some exercises he didn't understand and wanted me to spend time tutoring him." The teacher's eyes widened. "What?" He looked at me with total suspicion. Honestly, any teacher who heard this would feel like they'd seen a ghost. But Suan had already provided a way out, and it would be rude not to take it. "Yes, that's right. My parents have been fighting about a divorce lately. I thought if my grades were a bit better, and they were happy, maybe they wouldn't go through with it. Sorry to my parents in this world whom I've never met. In this world, my father is just a nouveau riche. He only married my mother because she was beautiful. Unfortunately, she almost died from a hemorrhage giving birth to me. So I'm their only son. They spoil me endlessly. The teacher's expression was complicated. After a long while, he spoke. Helping a classmate is a good thing, but the entrance exams are coming up. Don't let it ruin your own studies. I wasn't even annoyed. After all, with my current grades, there's really nothing left to ruin. Stepping out of the office, I breathed a sigh of relief. Boss Shen, how'd it go? The teacher didn't give you a hard time, did he? I took a closer look and realized he was one of my lackeys from yesterday. He saw Suan next to me and immediately got wary stepping between us. Did you snitch? Did she frame you, boss? Suwan's expression remained indifferent. She didn't say a word for the longest time, simply brushing past him and walking ahead. Hey, Juha, watch your mouth. Seeing this kid about to cause trouble, I hurriedly pulled him back. The person you're offending is a future powerhouse who could crush me with just a flick of a finger. Juha looked skeptical, but seeing me like that, he stopped looking for trouble. He scratched his head and grinned, handing over a beer. Boss Shen, your favorite drink? I waved my hand and directly refused. Boss Shen meeting up at the internet cafe tonight. Wanna go? I hesitated for a moment. Honestly, I didn't want to go. After all, I'm not the real Lu Shen, but changing too much overnight would inevitably make people suspicious. Suan suddenly turned her head and glanced toward us. A thought suddenly struck me. Go where I have official business tonight. What official business? Evening self-study. No way, right? Boss Shen, you don't even attend regular classes. So why the hell would you go to evening self-study? What do you know? This self-study session is way more important than you guys. This is a great chance for me to get on Suwan's good side. Whoever messes with me, I'll deal with them. Suan looked away, looking like she heard it but didn't care. I quickly caught up to her. Suan, today is Friday. We agreed you tutor me, don't you dare forget. Suan said nothing. Remembering her right ear is deaf, I moved closer. Did you hear me? You can't back out now. Suan finally gave a slight nod. After Suan and I returned to class, the atmosphere in the room was weird all day. My classmates kept looking at me and then at Suan, their faces full of curiosity and scrutiny. I ignored them and sat back in my seat. Anyway, I avoided a major disaster and don't have to read a self-reflection on stage. Why bother caring about anything else? As soon as I sat down, the guy in front of me turned around. With a concerned face, he asked, what did the teacher want us? He didn't scold you, did he? I looked at him and slowly raised an eyebrow. This was Lu Shen's only good bro, Li Ming. In a way, lackey would be a more accurate term. Li Ming's family background wasn't great. A family of 6 crowded into a small house. These circumstances created his low self-esteem and his sycophantic personality. Since entering 10th grade, he has been tailing Lu Shen, helping him do his homework, forging permission slips, and covering for him in front of teachers. You could say Lu Shen was able to act so arrogant, largely thanks to this guy's efforts. That's why Lu Shen trusted him completely. But in reality, from Li Ming's perspective, having been exploited and bullied by Lu Shen for years, seeds of resentment had long been buried in his heart. It got to the point where he eventually chose to betray him. Even when Lu Shen was being taken away by Suwan's people, he intentionally leaked the news to Lu Shen's parents, causing them to rush over in a hurry and get into a car accident on the way. I silently looked at that face, disguised with fake concern. How did you know the teacher called me in to scold me? No, I was just asking casually. The thing about you blocking Suwan's path yesterday, a lot of people already know about it. Is that so? Wasn't it you who personally went to snitch? I leaned back against the chair, opening my bag to take things out. So what if they know? I already did the public confession. I even almost forced a kiss on her in front of everyone. There's no hiding it, even if I wanted to. Li Ming seemed to sense my indifference and wisely stopped bringing it up. Oh right, I forgot to bring your test paper home to do for you yesterday. Let me make it up to you. The teacher is going to go over it in class this afternoon. I have to admit, he's very cunning. Even though he worked for Lu Shen, when it came to things like cornering or jumping people, he never participated and always had an excuse to back out. Yesterday was no different. Lu Shen didn't know until the day he died that his good bro actually liked Suan too. Seeing how Lu Shen treated Suan, his heart was filled with nothing but resentment. I lightly flicked my wrist to dodge his hand, turned around, grabbed the test paper, and tossed it straight onto Suwan's desk across the aisle. The whole class immediately went dead silent. Suan also turned her head and stared at me quietly. I gave her a slight chin flick. The teacher's going over that this afternoon. Suan placed my test paper on top of her physics book that she was reading and started working on it. Problems of this difficulty level for her were as easy as drinking water. I even felt like she didn't need to think at all. One glance at the question and she had the answer. Boss Shen, why did you ask her to do your homework? You just asked what the teacher wanted with me, right? Obviously it's because I smiled at him. Speaking suggestively, puppy love. Suan frowned, with a hint of warning, realizing I'd taken the joke too far. I knew when to stop and smiled back at her. We're classmates. It was just a joke. Anyway, after what happened yesterday, I knew Suan wouldn't let a few words of me trying to act smooth get to her. Anyone with the eyes could see that Suan and I definitely couldn't be in a relationship. clearing up the rumors for her while shutting Li Ming up, killing two birds with one stone. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Li Ming let out a sigh of relief, but his expression didn't improve at all. He silently turned around to memorize vocabulary. I also took out my textbooks and looked at the brand new pages. I screamed in agony inside my heart. Before I isekai'd, I was already a sophomore in college. Who would have thought that just lying in the dorm reading a novel would end with me waking up having to retake the entrance exams? It's truly a joke. I've already returned all my high school knowledge to my teachers. Anyone seeing this would just shout tragic. After a grueling day of classes, I was completely exhausted, slumped over the desk. Someone knocked on the window. Boss Shen. I opened one eye and saw Zhu Hao with a few lackeys standing outside. Boss Shen, wanna head out? Evening self-study is boring as hell. Oh, so the squad has arrived too. Invite me. If I were the real Lu Shen, I'd be ecstatic. Too bad I'm not him. Where's the candy I told you to buy? Oh, right here. Zhu Hao slapped his forehead and handed over a bag. This brat even bought 2 boxes. The next second, I looked at the items in the bag. Zhu Hao, I told you to buy candy? Who asked you to buy cigarettes? Wait, Boss Shen, isn't this your favorite brand? Zhu Hao looked completely bewildered. Looks like this image really can't be changed overnight. I took a deep breath. I don't like them anymore, got it. Then Boss Shen, wait a sec, I'll go exchange them for you right away. 10 minutes later, a box of hard fruit candies was placed on my desk. Alright, now beat it. It's 9 o'clock, I have to get to the self-study room. With that, I grabbed my bag and walked out. The self-study room is on the first floor of this academic building, an area the school specifically reserved for seniors. Those brats kept tailing me, but finally faltered at the door of the self-study room. Holy crap, Boss Shen, you're actually serious. Of course I'm serious. Oh, and another thing. Don't buy cigarettes for me anymore. I've switched to candy. Boss Shen, what's gotten into you? I unwrapped a candy, tossed it into my mouth, and mumbled a response. Suan doesn't like it. Got it. The whole group immediately started hooting and teasing. I have to say, Suan truly is a universal scapegoat. Everyone knows Lu Shen likes her, so changing a few habits for her sake. Isn't that perfectly normal? I finally managed to send them away. Stepping into the self-study room, I realized Suan had already arrived at some point. Oh god, all that nonsense I was shouting outside. She didn't hear it, did she? Suan looked up, her fair, delicate face maintaining its usual composure, as if she had only just noticed me. Oh. Relieved, I walked over and sat down to her left. Suan asked calmly, where should we start? Well then, this part the teacher already covered it. The teacher's lecture can't be as good as yours. Actually, it's mainly because this test paper is a bit difficult. The real Lu Shen couldn't possibly understand it in one go. Asking Suan to tutor me again would make it easier to explain things later on. Suan remained silent for a moment, seemingly getting used to my way of speaking. She no longer nitpicked every single word. Then let's start with this mechanics multiple choice question. Is that okay seeing her? Instinctively prepared to draw auxiliary lines. I leaned in a little closer to her. Suwan's movements suddenly froze. What's wrong? I turned to look at her. Suan pursed her lips slightly and suddenly asked a completely irrelevant question. What flavor is the candy you're eating? It's lychee. Do you want to try some? Suwan's eyelashes trembled slightly. Her body shifted almost imperceptibly to the side, creating a small distance between us. No thanks, just as I predicted. After Suan and I started attending evening self-study together, no rumors about us being in a relationship surfaced at school. What they were gossiping about was that I had become a stalker, Suwan's love-struck simp, who was throwing himself into studying for her sake. I'm seriously speechless. During PE class, I sat in the bleachers, looking up at the sky at a 45-degree angle with a depressed face. Whatever, let them gossip. Being a powerhouse's tail is better than being her enemy. Well, I can't even be considered that yet. After all, I'm way too pathetic compared to the future Suan. Boss Shen, you're pursuing Suan so hard. But she hasn't responded at all. I think you should just give up. Li Ming, sitting next to me, spoke up cautiously. I have a feeling she likes Shen Zi. Oh, I only heard rumors. Yesterday she apparently asked Lin Xuan what kind of gift would be good for a guy. It seems Shen Zi's birthday is coming up. I leaned back in my seat, bored. Seems like what? As if I don't know who she likes. Shenza likes playing cello. So Suwan personally handcrafted a wooden carving of a cello and tucked it into his desk. Right on his birthday? But Shenza never found out it was a gift from her. Sigh, that's why she's the supporting female lead. With that kind of silent crush, how could she compete with the main heroine? Boss Shen, aren't you angry? What am I supposed to be mad about? Li Ming was momentarily speechless. Boss Shen, wanna play some badminton? Zhu Hao held a racket and poked his head out from behind, startling me. Do you have a death wish or something? I just couldn't find anyone to play with. Boss Shen, give me some face. Alright. This could be considered one of Lu Shen's rare merits, and one of the few things I actually have in common with him. You want to play badminton? There's no shortage of people willing to play with you. Boss Shen, lately all your focus has been on Suwan. Are you really going to just abandon us like this? I took the racket, changing too much too fast. Would inevitably make people suspicious, even if I can use Suwan as an excuse. I can't make it too abrupt. Occasionally playing the part is still necessary. How does that saying go again? The lie that's hardest to expose is the one mixed with the truth. Arriving at the open space next to the practice court, I tested a swing with the badminton racket and happened to spot a familiar figure. Suan, she was jogging, seemingly sensing my gaze. She tilted her head slightly and glanced toward me. Hey Suan, she didn't respond. Her eyes lingered on my badminton racket for a split second before she quickly looked away. I thought after all this time spent together, even if I'm not close with the big boss, at least we'd have some sort of rapport by now. Why is she just ignoring me? Boss, that shuttlecock in your hand is too old. I got a new one here, see if you like it. I took the new shuttlecock he handed over, but by the time I looked up, Suan had already run past. The girl's figure was thin and fragile, yet it radiated a sense of stubbornness. I felt a bit dazed. Suan is a person of few words, extremely introverted, usually only when under great pressure or in a bad mood. Would she jog continuously like this? Who made her unhappy? Just then, a burst of cheering came from the basketball court nearby. It sounded like people were screaming, so I looked over there too. I caught a glimpse of a female student doing a 3-step layup. Her movements fluid, triggering waves of shouting. This is the female lead. She's also Shenzi's other half. Her grades are bottom tier, just living day by day. Just like me, the boyfriends she's had could fill several tables. That's right. Shenzi is a standard, gentle, good boy. Yet he specifically fell for a girl like that. To be fair, Song Weiwei actually looks really good. Compared to Suwan's cold and distant vibe, which always makes people feel a sense of distance, she's completely different. She has a wild kind of beauty. It's no wonder she's always attracting people. Since being with Shenze, Song Weiwei has changed a lot. But because of family backgrounds and different ideologies, the two of them were on and off for years, before finally achieving a happy ending. I turned my head, and sure enough, behind the crowd of onlookers, I saw Shenzi's figure. He didn't move closer, just stood back from the crowd watching like that. Even an idiot could see the radiant affection on his face. After playing badminton with Zhu Hao for a while, I stopped to rest. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Suwan was still running. The wind blew past, her blue and white uniform tracing the girl's slender waist. No way is this girl's stamina really that good. But this only proved that her current mood was definitely terrible. True, the basketball court was right next to us. She definitely noticed that Shen Zi had been staring at Song Weiwei the whole time. Watching the boy you secretly love care for another girl. Who could possibly be in a good mood, Suwan? I decisively ran over there. Are you feeling down? I'm not. I don't believe that. I can see right through it. After all, lately, the time I've spent with the big boss hasn't been a little. I should at least have some skill in reading her face by now. Why are you so unhappy? Tell me, I'll help you figure something out. Su. Juan suddenly looked at me. Figure something out, it's none of your business. I don't know if it was an illusion, but Suwan's tone today seemed even, colder than usual. My heart tightened. Looks like the big boss isn't just unhappy, she's livid. Just seeing Shenza like that now, and she's already this upset. Then when he and the female lead are together 24/7 later, what kind of state will she be in? Thinking it over, I still couldn't hold back. Stop liking Shenze. You and him are impossible. Excuse me. Well, I cleared my throat. Before I could finish my sentence, I felt a sudden sense of danger flash behind my neck. My expression shifted. A hand tightly grabbed my wrist, pushing me away with force as the world started spinning. I only heard a dull thud, followed by noisy commotions and panicked screams. Seeing the ball rolling on the ground nearby, I finally realized what had happened. That ball just now was flying straight toward me. Su Wan had taken the hit for me after waiting outside the school infirmary for a long time. The doctor finally stepped out from inside. How is Suwan? Is it serious, Sai? That ball was traveling at a very high speed. Luckily, she used her back to shield you from the blow. Otherwise, the one going to the hospital would have been you. Don't worry. She has a minor injury, but it's not serious. Just apply some ointment for the bruising for a few days and she'll be fine. The heavy stone in my heart finally dropped, but I still couldn't be completely at ease. If anything happened to the big boss, I won't be able to pay the price. I'm going in to check on her. After saying that, without waiting for the doctor's okay, I pulled back the curtain and walked right in. Suwan, how are you? My voice suddenly cut off. Suwan was actually putting her shirt on, near her beautiful shoulder blade. I caught a glimpse of a dark bruise. Hearing the noise, Suwan's movements froze, along with a short, startled gasp. I was kicked out. I stood there dazed for a moment. Suwan finally pushed the door open and stepped out, actively breaking the silence. I'm fine? That cool voice brought me back to my senses. Recovering, my mind went blank. Lu Shen, what the hell did you just do? Oh, that's good. That's good. I only went in because I wanted to ask you. Knowing you're okay makes me feel relieved. I don't know why, but I felt a massive wave of guilt before her about what happened today. Thank you. For a moment, I didn't dare look her in the eye. I stole a glance at her. On the outside, she seemed fine, but I had clearly seen that bruise on her back just now, along with the bitter scent of ointment lingering in the air. For some reason, I suddenly recalled the moment she pushed me away. A sweet, fresh scent lingered at the tip of my nose. a scent unique only to a young girl, enveloping me like a tight net. Actually, you didn't have to do that. No need at all. Paying for your grandmother's hospital bill last time was really nothing to me. You don't need to repay the favor this way. The Suan of this age has nothing besides herself. If that weren't the case, she wouldn't have to compensate me this way by helping the person she used to hate the most. Suan remained silent for a long time, so long that I began to wonder if I had said something wrong. Then she finally spoke again, her tone cold and distant. You're overthinking it. I don't need anyone's lecture. A bit of panic rose in my heart, along with a strange sense of frustration. I wasn't sure if it was because of what she said or that tone. Since we started doing self-study together, it had been a long time since she used that tone to speak to me. How could I have forgotten? This powerhouse is someone I absolutely cannot mess with. Her injury needed time to heal, and the college entrance exams were only a month away. I bit my lip, then rest up and recover well for these final evening self-study sessions. You don't need to come to class anymore. Got it. No way, Boss Shen. She went that far for you. And you're still saying there's nothing between you two. Zhu Hao's face was full of shock. The lackeys nearby were all buzzing with gossip. Exactly. We all heard that she rushed to push you out of the way. The ball hit her immediately after. That wasn't light. Boss Shen is handsome and treats her so well. It's undeniable. Who could possibly resist that? She definitely has feelings for you, boss. Why are you guys so nosy? Big mouths, huh? Why don't you go on stage and perform instead? Sigh, at the end of the day, they're still too young to understand that powerhouse. Someone like Suan hates being indebted to others the most. I did her such a huge favor last time, even if she doesn't say it out loud. She definitely remembers it clearly in her heart. Besides, others might not know she likes Shenze, but how could I not know? But Boss Shen, in this mock exam, your grades have improved significantly. At this rate, the college entrance exam is a bag. Of course, it's thanks to Suan that Is there anything your boss Shen can't achieve? Naturally, there was a bit of flexing in that statement. Being able to improve so fast was mainly thanks to Suan. Her explanations are easy to follow and she's extremely patient. Sometimes I'd ask the same question multiple times, and she never got annoyed. Plus to Zhu Hao's group, 400 points is already great, and 500 points is straight up genius level. When I got home, I received even more enthusiastic praise from my parents. Good, good, good. Mom knew our Shen could definitely do it. Look at how much you've improved lately. Shen, don't put too much pressure on yourself, okay? If you get burnt out, your father and I will be heartbroken. It's okay, Mom. Actually, I've recently realized that studying isn't that hard. Just tell me what you want, son, and Dad will make sure you get it. A delicate face suddenly flashed through my mind. I paused. Since the entrance exams are coming up, I want to hire a tutor for a final sprint. I have to admit, Dad is very efficient. By the very next day, he had already hired a famous top-tier teacher in the city to be my tutor. And from that day on, I stopped going to the self-study room, even though we were still in the same class and saw each other every day. Suan and I grew strangely distant. It was Li Ming who brought it up, acting like it was accidental. I replied, without needing to think. The entrance exam is coming up. Every second is precious. Suan is a top-tier candidate for the elite schools. If I hold her back, I won't be able to pay the price. The moment the words left my mouth, Suan walked past me from behind. I guiltily stole a glance at her. Her face was still calm. She didn't seem to care at all. I breathed a sigh of relief, suppressing the strange emotion rising from the bottom of my heart, then pulled out a test paper and started working. A month passed in the blink of an eye. On the final day of the college entrance exams, some classmates suggested going out to celebrate. To my surprise, Lin Xuan actually came to invite me. Lu Shen, everyone's celebrating tonight, you coming? I was a bit taken aback. Seemingly seeing my hesitation, Lin Xuan smiled and added, We've graduated and everyone's going their separate ways. It won't be easy to get the whole gang together like this again. Everyone's going, so give us some face, okay? Since she put it that way, how could I possibly refuse? Sure thing. Quite a few people showed up. The karaoke room was lively and I sat there sipping juice, but my mind was on something else. Tonight was actually when Suan planned to confess to Shenze. That one-sided crush buried deep in her heart had slowly fermented, and finally, it could no longer be hidden. So, on this night of bidding farewell to their youth, she gathered all her courage, but unfortunately, Song Weiwei also came to find Shenze today. As a result, Suwan's confession never got the chance to be spoken. Right now, it seems like everything is still progressing according to the plot. The only difference from the original work is that I am also present at this party. This is the sole deviation from the source material, and I don't know if it will have any impact. Once the food was mostly gone, someone suggested a game. Spin the bottle. Whoever the bottle points to must answer a question, and they have to tell the truth. The whole crowd was hyped and quickly agreed. Unexpectedly, the first person picked was Suan. Suan, let me ask you, is there someone you like? As soon as the question was asked, everyone started hooting and teasing. Many people at school liked Suan, but no one ever knew who Suan liked. I looked toward where Suan was sitting opposite me, unexpectedly locking eyes with her. I immediately looked away, pretending to check my phone. Then I heard Suwan's voice. Yes. The entire room went silent for a moment, then practically exploded. Who is it? Who is it? Is it someone from our school? Spill it. What do they look like? Are you dating yet? My heart skipped a beat. Suan said yes. She actually said yes. But in the book, didn't it say she never confessed to Shenzhe? Why is she admitting it so nonchalantly now? That's too many questions at once. We said only one answer per turn. Even though they said that, it's rare to get tea on Suwan's secrets. So everyone naturally wasn't going to miss this chance. And so following that, almost everyone put all their effort into spinning the bottle towards Suan again. Lucian, your turn to spin. After a few failed attempts by others, the task of spinning fell to me. I was a bit distracted. I pressed the bottle and gave it a random spin, but unexpectedly. After a few rotations, the bottle slowly came to a stop, pointing right at Suwan. The room went silent again. I mean, who doesn't know Lucian likes Suwan? Everyone had already agreed earlier that whoever spun the bottle towards Suwan would follow up on the previous question until they got an answer. I didn't expect the chosen one to be me. How do I ask this? What should I say, boss? It's just a game, ask whatever you want, Li Ming said. Thanks a lot, buddy, if he puts it like that. And I don't ask, I'll look like a coward. But if I do ask, isn't that just seeking humiliation? I was screaming internally. But on the outside, I remained very calm, lazily leaning back against my chair. Fine then, let me ask you, Suwan. That person you like, are they here right now? I couldn't help but give myself a mental thumbs up. Listen to that. Isn't that a great question? There were over 10 guys and girls in this room. No matter how Suwan answered, no one would be able to guess incorrectly. After all, as long as she didn't personally say Shenzi's name, no one could point out exactly who she liked. Everyone was surprised I asked that. However, 3 seconds later, they snapped out of it, simultaneously getting hyped and excited for the tea. Staring intently at Suwan, I noticed Li Ming sitting nearby, unconsciously gripping the glass in his hand. Clearly, he was also nervously waiting for the answer. The calmest person there was probably me. After all, I was the only one who knew the correct answer. Oh, actually, there was one more person acting differently. Shenza kept glancing at his phone, with more than half his attention focused on it. He was waiting for Song Weiwei. Sigh. I sighed inwardly. The fate of the female lead is already set. Shenza is destined not to belong to Suwan. Her feelings, in the end, are just a secret that will never see the light of day. Following the brief silence, the whole room erupted. Hey, who is it? Is Suwan gonna confess right here? My heart stirred slightly. Looking at her, I found she was staring at Shenza, her dark eyes quiet and focused. I can't quite describe the feeling of this moment, even though I already knew the answer. In this split second, I still felt a strange tightness in my chest. Why is she so stubborn? I already warned her not to like Shenzi anymore. Why is she still... My phone vibrated. I looked down. It was a message from Ju Hao. They knew I accepted the class party invite tonight, so they told me to meet up with them later. Hey, sorry guys, my friends are waiting. I'll head out first. This round is on me? Everyone keep enjoying yourselves. After saying that, I didn't look at Suwan again. I stood up and walked out of the room. The BBQ place Ju Hao's crew picked. I barely ate anything at the previous dinner. I thought I'd come here and eat my fill, but unexpectedly, I'm still not in the mood for food. I downed 3 bottles of pineapple beer in a row. Yo, boss Shen. Today's a happy day, we just finished the entrance exams. So why do you look so down? I glanced at him, I was really making it hard for the guy. He was holding a handful of skewers, devouring them. Yet he still found time to worry about me. Forget it. In our group, only Boss Shen can be considered a serious candidate. These past few months, he stayed up late and woken up early to study. The guy has totally leaned out. Not like you lot, every single one of you gained a few pounds. Damn it, he's still eating. This part was ordered for Boss Shen. I waved my hand and said it was fine. I can't swallow anything anyway. It's nothing, probably just because the exams are over. Suddenly having free time makes my heart feel a bit empty. Boss Shen, how about we go play pool? Might as well go today. I actually don't know how to play pool, but I really am feeling frustrated right now. Fine, I followed Ju Hao's group to the pool hall they usually frequent. As soon as I walked in, I flopped straight onto the sofa. Boss Shen, you're not playing. He's the owner of this place and is on pretty good terms with Lu Shen. What's up, heartbroken? I glared at him. You're the one who's heartbroken. Your whole family is heartbroken. Whoa, it's for real then. Asking for my advice requires a fee. Got it. A heartbroken man is truly terrifying. Truly devoid of all humanity. The blonde guy grumbled some curses and walked away. Ju Hao's group stopped bothering me too, splitting up to play at different tables. I curled up on the sofa watching boredly. By this time, Suwan's party should be over. While I was thinking, my phone suddenly lit up an unknown number. I felt it was a bit strange but answered anyway. Hello. The other end was very quiet. Ju Hao. As expected of someone personally taught by Boss Shen. Keep it down, I'm on the phone here. Several people lowered their voices a bit while still giggling, urging Ju Hao to take another shot. I walked 2 steps toward the corner and heard a voice come through the line. A cool, clear voice. Lu Shen, you left something behind. I froze. Suan, it was actually her phone number. She actually took the initiative to call me. Wait, I left something. Looking all around, I finally realized, crap, where's my wallet? Oh, my bad, I just noticed. Is my wallet with you, I see? Where are you? I'll come pick it up now. Still at the restaurant from earlier. I'll wait for you here. I'm on my way. I've really been out of it today. After explaining to Juhao's group, a few of them noisily offered to come with. No need, I'm just grabbing something. Besides, it's late. I'll head straight home after. You guys keep playing. I caught a cab to the restaurant. From a distance, I saw a slender figure standing at the intersection. It was Suan. As if sensing something, she turned around. Under the night sky, the streetlights hit the girl's delicate face, coating it in a layer of warm light that made her dark eyes shimmer like water. My heart skipped a beat. I took a breath, got out of the car, and walked toward her. So sorry, did you have to wait long this late? No, the party here just ended. I didn't pay attention to anything else in her sentence, except party ended. The first thought that popped into my head was, it's over. So what happened after I left? Did she confess to Shenzhe? But clearly, that wasn't something I should be asking. So I tactfully gave her a smile. Thanks. If not for you, this wallet would definitely be gone. She handed the wallet over. I accidentally brushed against her fingertips. Even though it was already the dry heat of early summer, her hand still carried a hint of coldness. I hurriedly pulled my hand back. Thanks. No problem. Did you drink? Just a little. Suan didn't say anything else. The business was concluded. Logically speaking, it was time to say goodbye. I stayed silent for 3 seconds. Then I called out to her. Wan, I don't think I can walk straight anymore. Could you walk me to the intersection? The road here is narrow. My family driver's car might have trouble getting in. Sure, not knowing where the courage came from. I suddenly took half a step forward. I seem to be out of energy too, so... Let me borrow your shoulder to lean on for a bit, okay? Now this is something the old Lushan would say. Exactly. I silently convinced myself in my head. Suan stepped back half a pace. A momentary sense of disappointment welled up in my heart, but I quickly threw it to the back of my mind. Let's go! The night breeze still carried the remaining heat, but this wind didn't feel as hot as my face. I honestly don't know how things turned out like this. Suan actually agreed to my ridiculous request. Looking at the girl's soft black hair, feeling the sweet warmth through the thin layer of the school uniform that belonged only to a young girl, my heart nearly spiraled out of control. She's actually really skinny. I wonder if she feels like my arm, draped over her shoulder, is too heavy. Time seemed to stretch out infinitely, like melting chocolate, pulling into threads of gentle lingering sweetness, stealing a moment with her. But in the blink of an eye, the intersection was right there. I could already hear her driver calling out, "Miss Sue." I slightly tilted my head, unable to resist getting closer. What should I do? I think I've really fallen for you. After that day, I didn't see Suan again. Everything from that night seemed to have become a secret sealed away by dust forever, until the college entrance exam results were announced. Suan, with a score of 701, became the top scorer in the city's science stream. Amidst the overwhelming wave of praise, her name was everywhere. My heart, which had been hanging in suspense for so long, finally settled down. This time Suan didn't ruin her future because of me. Everything finally played out exactly as I had hoped. Things are progressing so smoothly. But why? Does my heart not feel as happy as I imagined? After thinking it over, I decided to go to Suwan's house to see her one last time. The exam scores are out. As long as her grandmother is also healthy and safe, this hurdle can be considered completely cleared. She and Lushan were never meant to walk the same path. After today, they will step into completely different lives. Just think of this as a final goodbye. By the time I reached Suwan's house, it was already dusk. I didn't expect that. As soon as I reached the alley entrance, I'd see several people blocking Suwan's way. Suan, I really didn't expect you to do so well in the exams. Exactly. Our Su family finally has someone to bring honor to the ancestors. Haha, I always said this girl would have a bright future. Look at her, she's a top scorer now. Suwan, since you did so well this time, you must have received quite a lot in scholarships, right? Look, your cousin is getting married soon, and the family is short on cash. How about you lend us some first? Don't worry. Just consider this money a loan from us. When we have the money, we'll definitely pay you back. Hearing this, I finally understood the identity of these people. Suwan's parents passed away early, and her relatives all viewed her as a burden. They had cut ties long ago. In the original plot, this part was only briefly mentioned in a few sentences, stating that after Suwan went to college and started her own business to earn her first pot of gold, these relatives targeted her again, causing quite a bit of trouble. But they were nothing more than stepping stones on her path to becoming a powerhouse in the business world. Only a few short words described it in passing. However, until this very moment, did I truly realize that, for Suan in her youth, every bit of awkwardness and pain was incredibly real. Her life has never been a smooth road. Suan had her back to me, so I couldn't see her expression. I don't have any money. Their faces instantly shifted. Their expression soured. You say you have no money? Who'd believe that, Suan? After all, we're the ones who watched you grow up. You can't just get a little success and start disowning your family. You heartless brat. Suan didn't even bother with them. She tried to push past them to leave. A man among them, looking about 25 or 26, violently shoved her. You little wench, who do you think you're acting tough with? Suan was shoved hard, slamming against the wall. What the hell do you think you're doing? The people in the alley all looked over at once. Suan also turned around, a flash of stunned surprise crossing her eyes. The man who pushed Suan looked me up and down, scanning me thoroughly. Then he looked back at Suan, a creepy smirk appearing on his face. Not bad, you little brat. You actually managed to snag a rich young master like this. Suwan's expression instantly turned icy. He and I have no relationship whatsoever. Whatsoever? If you have a problem, take it out on me. You say there's no relationship, so that makes it true. The watch on his wrist is worth at least 100,000. You say you have no money? Fine. Then let him pay in your place. You've got a sharp eye. Too bad you're legally illiterate. Do you know how many years you get for extortion and robbery? Their faces immediately became incredibly ugly. The man charged straight at me. I gave you a chance, didn't I? I calmly threw a kick, slamming it into his stomach. I didn't expect that the first time I'd get into a fight, since coming to this world would be in a situation like this. I'm not someone who likes to start trouble, but I'm certainly not afraid of it either. At first, those guys tried to fight back, but soon all that was left were bruised faces kowtowing for mercy. I acted as if I didn't hear them. I grabbed the man who pushed Suan earlier, about to slam his head against the wall. Stop, don't hit them anymore, Suan suddenly called out. I stopped right there. From outside, a mess of footsteps approached. Zhu Hao rushed in with a group of lackeys. Boss Shen, what did these pieces of trash do to annoy you? Earlier at the alley entrance, when I realized something was wrong, I had already called Zhu Hao and told them to bring some guys over. Suan suddenly grabbed my sleeve tightly, seemingly afraid that I would continue beating them up. I calmed my emotions down a bit. Take good care of these gentlemen for me. Leaving them with those words, I ignored Zhu Hao's crew and their curious, gossip-hungry gazes, pulling her along as I walked away. After walking quite a distance, I realized she had been silently following behind me the whole time. Something in my chest felt like it was stabbing me repeatedly. I turned around, finally unable to hold it in. Do you even realize you're about to start college? In that moment, I realized my voice was actually trembling slightly, carrying an anger I never expected from myself, along with a sense of fear. How could she be like this? She worked so hard to get through the entrance exams, struggling just to welcome a new stage of her life. If those people today had actually done something irreversible to her over some petty cash, then her entire future would have been completely ruined. Why do you care? Whether I'm doing well or not, or whether I go to college, why do you care? I was momentarily speechless. Of course I care. After all, in the original plot, you ruined your whole life because of Lu Shen. But how could I possibly say those words out loud? I took a deep breath. Of course I do. You're the city's top science scorer. We're classmates after all. Can I be concerned, Ig? I might need to rely on you later. Liar. She took something out of her pocket and placed it in my hand. It was a bank card. The hospital fees you paid for my grandmother last time. It's all in here. I said I'd pay you back as fast as possible. I keep my word. My chest felt like it was stuffed with suffocating cotton. When she said she had no money, it meant all the scholarship money she earned went to paying me back. She truly never wants to owe anyone a favor. Every debt is calculated clearly and settled fairly. As she turned to leave, I was so angry I actually laughed. You know full well, this amount of money means nothing to me. Just for this bit of pocket change. Just because you want to draw a clear line with me. You'd rather let them bully you and even throw away your own future. Why? Me being like this, is because of you. My mind went blank in an instant. What? I don't care how they treat me. But you're different. The surroundings fell into a dead silence. It was so quiet I could hear my own heart beating rapidly. Her voice rang out. That money is nothing to you, but to me it's very important. I can owe money to anyone, but you're the only one I can't be indebted to. Actually, over the years, they've come looking for trouble more than once, and I endured it. But this time is different. It was as if something that had been covered up for so long was suddenly exposed with total clarity. Suan, I unconsciously clenched my fist. What do you mean by those words? Suan looked at me silently without saying a word. I felt a bit guilty being stared at by her like that. My face seemed to get even hotter. If you don't explain clearly, don't even think about leaving today. I thought I was clear enough. Not knowing where the courage came from, I argued back. Of course it's not clear. I didn't understand a single word of it. On the streets outside, the noise of the crowd and the constant flow of traffic hummed. Yet in this tiny corner, it was remote and quiet. Suan tilted her head up to look at me. I'm a head taller than her. But at this very moment, despite my arrogant attitude, I felt an inexplicable lack of confidence. Just as I was feeling flustered, she finally spoke. I like you. All other sounds seemed to vanish. In this exact moment, only her clear, low voice remained, intertwined with our warm breath, occupying every single one of my senses. Did you understand it this time? I snapped back to reality, falling right into her deep, sparkling eyes. The midsummer night breeze brushed against my face, carrying a sweltering heat and the distant noise of the city. Suan, you're the one who said it. I cupped her face in my hands, amidst the sound of my heart thumping wildly, and leaned down to kiss her. There seemed to be some movement coming from that direction. Just as I was about to turn my head to look, Suan grabbed my shoulders and tilted her head up to kiss me again. Our warm breaths intertwined, and our breathing gradually became more rapid. Ah, who was that just now? Was it the people you called over? Then didn't they see everything? It's fine. They're all gone now. Wait, isn't your focus a little off? Wait, there's one most important question I haven't asked yet. Sowayo, don't you like Shenzei anymore? Suan paused for a moment, looking like she wanted to laugh. Why on earth do you insist that I like him? Well, I just guessed. Right on the night of the post-exam party, you kept looking at him. That's because you kept looking at him the whole time. I actually planned to tell you that day, but you seem to be having more fun with other people. So I thought, maybe when you said you liked me before, you were just lying to me. Why does it sound like this is all my fault? But I already confessed to you that day. Technically, I'm still the one losing out here. What do you mean? I cupped her face, leaning close to her left ear and said, I like you. Suwan, if the right ear is for hiding the secret of a crush, then the left ear is for listening and expressing I love you. In our 5th year together, we got married. This daughter-in-law is truly amazing, both beautiful and smart. Much better than our Shen. I also nodded in satisfaction. Exactly. This time, you two finally don't have to worry about going bankrupt. My mother's eyes grew slightly red. Mom used to think our Shen was just obsessed with her beautiful looks. Who knew she'd be this outstanding? He really hit the jackpot. Thanks for the high praise, you two. At the wedding, Juhao's group drank with insane energy. Even Shenzei and Song Weiwei showed up. Their wedding is set for next year. Suwan was in a great mood today, and she had quite a bit of wine. When I carried her back to the room, I noticed a new wooden carving on the side cabinet. It was a wooden pair of newlyweds. Suwan, you carved me way too fat. Suwan hugged me from behind. Really, take a look. The one you secretly stuffed into my bag after the exams? Old. Back then, you were still very thin and handsome. That wooden carving was small and delicate, only half a palm size. Carved in the image of a youth sitting in a car, poking his head out the window. The wind blew through his black hair, showing a radiant smile. It was only after officially being with Suwan that I found out. Turns out, her confession was even earlier than mine. But that wallet, I just tossed it in the cabinet when I got home. I never discovered the secret hidden inside. For the teenage Suwan, that one step of courage she took almost forced her to retreat forever. I hugged her a little tighter. Suwan, if on that day I hadn't gone back to find you, would the ending for the two of us be different from how it is now? It wouldn't. Suwan kissed my lips. My ending will always be you.